So for this next drill, we're going to be talking about the last type of volley we introduced. Do you remember yesterday we talked about the block volley? Today we talked about the punch volley. In both of those examples, what was the situation as far as what type of ball were we dealing with? Our opponents were doing what to us? Driving. Attacking. Okay? Now, we're going to picture for this next top spin volley. Now, we're going to practice both the swinging volley for certain levels and then the roll volley for certain levels, right? So we're going to practice different things depending on the court that you're at here. But either way, we are imparting a little bit of spin on the shot. The situation, though, for the most part, is different. Ethan is no longer driving at me. He's going to be dropping to me. So go ahead and you can play some bad dropping. So if he plays a drop above the high of net, I'm going to be using the swinging ball. It's almost like a forehand motion out of the air, okay? But I'm not bringing my paddle way back, and I'm not turning my body anymore. Open stance, square hips. I'm going through the ball and swinging across. I can do the same thing with a one-handed backhand or a two-handed backhand. Let's talk about why we do this, because a lot of us are using different shots at this height above the net, and it's not necessarily wrong, but there's always a pro and con to everything we do. If the ball is not at my chest or above the net in this pocket, but is in this pocket, well above my head, what type of shot do you think I'm going to use?
Overhead.
I want to maximize my power, and the ball is high enough for me to trust the idea of swinging down. But there becomes a certain height where we take a lot of risk with that high to low swing. And I'm not going to say we can never do it. Sometimes this does maximize more power. But the risk is that ball's just a bit over the net, high to low equals unnecessary net errors. Part of the reason a lot of pros use these swinging volleys is what is my motion? How am I swinging? What's my swing path? I'm swinging where? Cross. So nothing about my paddle from the start of the swing to the end of the swing is going high to low. So I barely ever miss this ball in the net, okay? Now at what height do we use this shot? If you are feeling exceptionally athletic and ambitious, you can get nice and low, and you can use this shot an inch above the net. So it has to be above the net though. It has to be somewhere above the net, probably in this pocket here. Any higher, we probably are just gonna swing down on it and maximize our power. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to take a ball that's a little above the net and swing up on it. We'll talk about that more for higher level on how we do our roll volley. It has several different names. But this is where we're maximizing our aggression while minimizing our risk. Because if we're up and they're back, so they have to do a lot of quality shots to get forward if I'm swinging hard and keeping them back. Absolutely. So I could take this ball and I can hit it harder if I time it perfect like that and end the point more often. But if I hit 1,000 of those, I'm going to make a lot more errors trying to do this than do this. So I want to teach you a low risk, high reward shot that still is a lot of points, still can be hit with a lot of aggression, but is not necessarily our maximum level of aggression because we're minimizing our risk. Okay? So, how do we hit this shot? This is what the shot we're going to be doing for chords 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's going to be our main focus. If you want to work on the roll volley, ask the coach, they can show you a little bit, we'll talk about this. So, we are opening up to the ball. Whatever the height of the ball is, our swing starts matching the height. It doesn't start above it, and it doesn't start below it, it starts level with it. My face needs to be either level or ideally closed a little bit. So we're leading with that top edge. Now, I want to first, even though it shows me going across, I'm not just pulling across. I'm going forward through this shot in the middle of the ball, and I am brushing. I am brushing, grazing the ball. What do you think spin does for me when I add that brush, or what spin does?
Keeps it in. Keeps it in.
It goes down, which is good, but the big thing is it gives me margin of error. If I try to hit this 100% flat, I will hit it harder, but I'm going to miss it. So even if we as fast as I want to, as long as I'm feeling that brush of the paddle, right? Same concept on the back side. I'm going through, but I'm not stopping my swing. Let's show if all we use is a punch, right? We're talking about the punch volley. Let's say he's giving me a drop, not a drive, and I'm punching. Look at the max power I can get. Because he's not giving me any pace to work with, and I'm providing power, a punch is a little bit passive here, right?
Yeah.
There's only so much I can create. When he's driving me and I can use that power, then I can punch back with more authority. But if I have no power given to me, it's tough to generate a lot of my own. So again, my swing pattern, I prepare even with the ball. Level or closed face. I'm going to hit the middle of the ball, finish over it, and across. Show here. Sorry, a little higher. More here. If it gets higher use for me, I'm good in this box with one hand. Once it gets higher in these quadrants, I find I'm very weak and I overreach. For me, is where I use a two-hand. If it gets higher. Over here. Let me get a little closer. You can see even better feet. This box here. Match the height. Where's my swing path? Here. Through the ball. I don't stop my swing. I'm not leading with the bottom edge. I'm leading with the top edge. I'm not stopping. And I'm finishing from one shoulder to the next. And again, why do we use this? Low risk, because we're not swinging high to low. Full paddle head speed, and more aggressive than punching, because we're creating more pace on our own, because pace is not given to us. Guys, any other reason why we use it?
So one of the things that I've seen, depending on the 4x4 stuff, is a lot of that motion here, right? The high to low. And even if you make that ball, what is it? When the ball bounces from that, it actually slows down, right? So it's actually making it easier on your opponent. Whereas if you come more across, now once that ball bounces, it actually picks up pace, right?
Let's show that real quick.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
give me a ball, I'm going to smash it down. Okay? So give me a ball here, I'm going to hit it straight down, watch what happens. It bounces right to it. Whereas that same ball, if I use a swinging ball, it travels deeper and is closer to its feet. And I would argue I'm taking less risk using this motion than this straight down.
Yep.
There's a lot of arguments you want to add this shot.
This shot is you're reaching out as far as we can to cut this angle off. But I want to be careful because if you go way too out in front of you, you're only going to be going cross court. Okay? So you're going to contact with this shot is going to be the direction that you take it in. So I walk the windshield wiper down my line. I'm not catching it in the middle of my body way out in front of me. I'm too far to the side and I'm letting it get in. Okay? So your directional down the line versus your cross court is how much out in front of you it is. And like I said, with this shot, it wasn't way out reaching. Right? This is offense, so the power comes from swinging out. Rather yesterday I reset when you're just blocking the side of the kitchen when the close and you look up to the line. Okay? Big difference. Polar opposites here. We're swinging out through this.
Do you have any questions on this swinging volley, why we use it, how we use it, anything like that? Okay, drills are going to be, in a moment I'm going to have your courts 3 through 7, you're going to go with these other coaches. Your courts 1 and 2, you stay with me, and I'm going to show you this roll volley in just a moment here. Okay, drills are going to be, everybody spread out, and I want you to get comfortable with the net. What you're picturing is the cord of the net is like the middle of the ball where you're trying to contact. You do not want to be way upright here. Get low, get wide, trying to level out your face, even with the stroke here. Swinging across. Notice how I'm not taking the whole net with me and knocking it over. I'm hitting and I'm brushing and grazing, letting that top edge lead, holding on the inside of my shoulder. I'm not turning sideways. I'm not bringing my paddle way back. It's starting at one shoulder and finishing on the other shoulder. Same thing with the back here. I'm going through it, finishing across. I want to look two hands, same as the forehand, one shoulder to the next. So we're going to get used to these. You're going to have a coach on your or feeding for you, then definitely play with the game. All right, so if you're on course 1 or 2, stay with me.